The inner path to wealth, awakening the mind of abundance. True wealth is not earned by the hands, it is attracted by the vibration of the soul. This audiobook takes the listener on a spiritual and emotional journey, from scarcity and fear to peace and abundance. Each chapter blends calm wisdom with deep mindset transformation, guiding the listener to reprogram their thoughts, emotions, and energy toward wealth consciousness. This book is written in 10 powerful chapters, each revealing a new layer of the wealth mindset. Step by step, we will explore the inner path that transforms your thoughts, emotions, and energy into true abundance. Chapter 1, The Law of Inner Wealth. Wealth begins not in the hands, but in the mind, in the quiet, invisible space within you. Before money ever appears in your life, it exists as energy, as vibration, as consciousness. This is the great secret that the world often forgets: outer prosperity is only the reflection of inner abundance. For centuries, people have chased money, status, and possessions, believing that success is built by effort and hard work alone. But the wise have always known otherwise. They understood that wealth is not something you run after. It is something you align with. You cannot chase wealth, you can only become it. Imagine the ocean. When you try to grab water tightly in your fist, it escapes. But when you open your palms, it fills them gently. The same is true for wealth. When your heart is open, peaceful, and trusting, abundance naturally flows toward you. The inner law. The law of inner wealth says this: your external world is a mirror of your internal state. If your inner world is full of fear, worry, and scarcity, then even great opportunities will slip through your fingers. But when your inner world is filled with gratitude, confidence, and calm expectation, everything begins to work in your favor. Wealth is not a number in a bank account. It is a state of consciousness that says, I am provided for. I am connected to infinite supply. I am worthy of prosperity. When you hold this belief deeply and consistently, the outer world rearranges itself to match it. Thoughts are the builders. Every fortune begins with a single thought. Every empire, invention, and success story first existed as an idea in someone's mind. Your thoughts are builders, silent architects shaping the future you are about to walk into. If your thoughts are shaped by fear, I never have enough, money is hard to earn, people like me can't be rich, then you are building walls that block abundance. But if your thoughts are rooted in trust, there is always more, I am capable of creating wealth, life supports me in all ways, then you are building bridges that allow wealth to reach you effortlessly. You see, wealth does not come to the one who is desperate for it. It comes to the one who expects it, respects it, and vibrates at the same frequency as it. You cannot attract what you secretly doubt. You cannot receive what you do not feel worthy of. Calm is the magnet of prosperity. When your mind is calm, your energy becomes magnetic. An anxious mind repels opportunities, a peaceful mind attracts them. In stillness, the voice of divine guidance becomes clear, you start to sense what to do, where to go, and whom to meet. Calmness is not laziness, it is spiritual strength. It means you trust the process of life. You no longer chase money, you invite it. Think of the sun. It doesn't run after flowers, it simply shines, and all flowers turn toward it. When you shine with peace and purpose, money turns toward you in the same way. The inner inventory. If you wish to grow your outer wealth, begin with an inner inventory. Ask yourself gently: what do I truly believe about money? Do I feel guilt when I receive it? Do I feel fear when I spend it? Do I think I deserve abundance? Write these answers down, because they are the roots of your financial garden. Weeds of guilt, fear, or unworthiness choke the flow of wealth. Pull them out, not with anger, but with awareness. Affirm gently to yourself: I now release all fear around money. I open my heart to infinite supply. I am ready to receive with peace and gratitude. Repeat these words daily, not as wishful thinking, but as a declaration of truth. Slowly, the old energy will dissolve, and a new vibration will begin to rise within you, the vibration of wealth consciousness. Gratitude, the seed of abundance. Every time you express gratitude, you plant the seed of wealth. When you thank life for what you already have, you tell the universe that you are ready for more. Gratitude expands your energy field, it tunes your heart to the frequency of receiving. A poor man who is grateful will attract opportunities faster than a rich man who complains. Because wealth follows appreciation, not desperation. Pause for a moment and look around. There is already so much wealth in your life: air to breathe, sunlight to feel, people who love you, moments of peace. Recognize them, feel them, and say quietly, I am rich in every way that matters. This awareness transforms everything. The power of alignment. You do not need to force success. You only need to align yourself with it. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in harmony with abundance, wealth becomes your natural state. Alignment happens when your beliefs support your desires. You cannot wish for prosperity while believing deep down that money is evil or rich people are greedy. The universe responds not to your words, but to your vibration. So raise your vibration by thinking abundantly, feeling gratefully, and acting generously. Give where you can. Smile when you spend. Celebrate others' success, for in doing so, you affirm your own. The closing reflection. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe slowly and deeply. Imagine golden light flowing into your heart, filling you with warmth, peace, and confidence. This light is abundance, infinite, eternal, and always available. Whisper to yourself. I am the source of my wealth. I am connected to all abundance. Money flows to me naturally, easily, and peacefully. Let this feeling stay with you, for it is the first key to mastering the law of inner wealth. Remember, the universe does not reward effort alone, it rewards alignment. When your heart is aligned with abundance, no force can keep prosperity away from you. You are not here to chase wealth. You are here to embody it. Chapter 2, Energy of Money, the Silent Conversation. Everything in existence is energy, unseen, alive, and constantly moving. The same law that moves the wind, grows the trees, and shines the stars also governs money. Money is not just paper, metal, or numbers on a screen. It is energy in motion, a silent conversation between you and the universe. Most people never realize this truth. They treat money as a lifeless object, something to chase, fear, or hoard. But when you awaken to its energetic nature, your entire relationship with it begins to transform. Money is not your master. It is your mirror. It listens to the tone of your energy, not the noise of your words. It feels your vibration, your emotions, beliefs, and intentions, and responds accordingly. The vibration of money. Everything you feel toward money, love, fear, guilt, gratitude, sends out a vibration. That vibration becomes a signal that tells the universe how to interact with you financially. When you fear money, you push it away. When you resent those who have it, you block your own flow. When you feel unworthy of it, you silence its call. But when you honor it, respect it, and welcome it with peace, money begins to move toward you like a friend who finally feels safe to visit your home. Pause for a moment and ask yourself. How does money feel in my energy field? Does it feel tense, heavy, and distant? Or light, joyful, and flowing? This awareness is the first step to healing your relationship with wealth. Money as a living energy. Imagine for a moment that money is alive, a gentle, conscious energy that senses your feelings. If you speak about it with anger or complain about its absence, it feels unwelcome. If you treat it with gratitude, handle it with respect, and share it with joy, it feels loved, and like all living energies, it returns to where it is loved. Money has personality. It loves order, gratitude, and purpose. It flows easily to those who treat it as a sacred tool, not as a source of fear or pride. Think of a river. When you block it, it becomes stagnant. When you let it flow, it nourishes everything in its path. Money behaves the same way. It wants to circulate, to create, to expand. The emotional frequency of money. Every emotion you carry emits a certain frequency. Fear vibrates low. Gratitude vibrates high. Shame, guilt, and envy lower your energy field, making it hard for abundance to reach you. That is why inner peace is not just a spiritual quality, it is a magnetic frequency that aligns with prosperity. When you feel calm, grateful, and open, you tune yourself to the vibration of wealth. It's like tuning a radio. The station of abundance is always broadcasting, but you can only hear it when you're on the right frequency. Your emotions are the dial. Gratitude, joy, and faith move you closer to the signal. Fear, jealousy, and doubt move you away. To attract wealth, you don't need to shout to the universe, you need to vibrate quietly in harmony with it. Healing the money wound. Many people carry what can be called a money wound, a deep, emotional imprint formed in childhood or inherited from family beliefs. Maybe you heard, money doesn't grow on trees. Maybe you saw your parents argue about bills. Maybe you were taught that wealth and spirituality cannot coexist. These old beliefs live in your subconscious and create silent resistance. Even when you work hard, that resistance whispers, you don't deserve it. It's too hard. It's not for people like you. To heal, you must bring love to those wounds. Forgive the past, forgive yourself, and forgive the collective misunderstanding of money. Say softly, "Dear money, I release all fear and guilt I have carried about you. I now choose to see you as light, as energy, as freedom, as service. You are welcome in my life with love." Each time you say this with sincerity, you raise your vibration, and money begins to respond differently. The silent conversation. Money is always listening, but not to your voice, to your vibration. When you panic about bills or worry about not having enough, that energy tells the universe, "I live in lack." The universe, being obedient, mirrors that energy back to you. But when you feel gratitude even in moments of uncertainty, when you trust that you are always provided for, your vibration changes. Now the universe hears, "I am abundant, I am cared for," and it sends you proof of that belief in return. This is the silent conversation between you and money. It is not about what you say, it is about what you feel. Working with money energetically. Start to treat money as sacred energy. When you receive it, pause and bless it. When you spend it, smile and say, "This energy will return to me multiplied." When you give it, give with love, not obligation. You are not losing money, you are circulating energy. What you send out with love returns with abundance. Make your wallet or bank account a place of gratitude, not stress. Every time you open it, whisper, "I am grateful for this flow. I honor what I have, and I trust in what's coming." Simple practices like these shift your vibration from scarcity to flow. The harmony of receiving and giving. The flow of money thrives in balance, receiving and giving, inhale and exhale. Some people block abundance because they only know how to give, not how to receive. Others block it because they only take, never give. But true wealth lives in circulation. The ocean never runs dry because it both gives and receives endlessly. So must you. When you receive with gratitude and give with joy, you create a current that never stops. That current becomes the river of prosperity flowing through your life. Closing reflection. Sit quietly for a moment. Breathe deeply. Imagine yourself surrounded by a soft golden light, the energy of money itself. It is warm, peaceful, and alive. Whisper gently. Money is energy. I am in harmony with its flow. I receive it with gratitude. I spend it with joy. I give it with love. And it returns to me multiplied. Feel the peace that comes when fear dissolves. Feel the calm when you realize money is not your enemy, it is your partner in creation. You are never apart from abundance, you are made of it. When you honor the energy of money, it honors you in return. And the silent conversation between you and the universe becomes one of trust, peace, and flow. Chapter 3: Breaking the Scarcity Spell. For centuries, humanity has lived under a silent spell, the illusion of not enough. Not enough time. Not enough love. Not enough money. This is the scarcity spell, and it has shaped the way we think, act, and even feel about life itself. It whispers into your mind, be careful, you might lose what you have. It teaches you to compete, to fear, and to cling. And as long as this belief lives inside you, abundance remains just out of reach, not because it isn't there, but because your eyes can't see it. You were not born to live in lack. You were born to remember your infinite nature. To break the scarcity spell, you must awaken to the truth: the universe is not limited, your perception is. The origin of scarcity. Scarcity is not a condition of life, it is a condition of the mind. When you were a child, you absorbed the beliefs of those around you. You heard the language of limitation. Money is hard to earn. People like us can't afford that. We have to struggle to survive. Without realizing it, those words became your subconscious programming. They became the silent story you live by, the invisible cage that defines what you believe is possible. But look at nature. The trees never worry about running out of oxygen. The ocean never doubts its waves. The sun does not measure its light before shining. Life gives in abundance, effortlessly and continuously. Only the human mind, clouded by fear, imagines that there isn't enough to go around. The illusion of separation. At the core of scarcity lies a single illusion, the illusion of separation. We have forgotten that we are connected to the very source that creates all things. When you see yourself as separate from that source, you naturally feel small, powerless, and limited. But when you remember that you are a spark of that infinite energy, the energy that creates stars, oceans, and galaxies, how can you ever believe you lack anything? Scarcity thrives on forgetfulness. Abundance begins with remembrance. When you remember who you truly are, the spell loses its power instantly. You are not a beggar in a limited world. You are a creator in an infinite one. The cycle of fear and desire. Scarcity creates a cycle, fear and desire chasing each other endlessly. You desire more because you fear not having enough. But the more you fear, the more you block what you desire. This is why many people work endlessly yet still feel poor. They are trying to escape scarcity using the same vibration that created it, fear. To break the spell, you must stop trying to fight lack and start embodying abundance. Stop asking, how do I get more, and begin asking, how can I feel whole with what I already have? Because when you feel complete, the universe mirrors that feeling by giving you more reasons to feel complete. The outer always follows the inner. Changing the inner story. The scarcity spell lives in language. The words you speak are the bridges between your thoughts and your reality. Notice how often you say or think words like, I can't, I don't have, or I'm trying. These phrases vibrate lack, they tell the universe that you live in insufficiency. Replace them with the language of sufficiency. I always have what I need. I am supported by the flow of life. Money and opportunities come to me easily. These are not fantasies. They are vibrational commands that begin to rewire your energy. Speak them calmly, with faith, not force. Over time, your subconscious mind begins to believe them, and when your inner belief changes, your outer world follows. The abundance of awareness. Look around you right now. How many things are already abundant in your life? The air you breathe. The light that warms you. The heartbeat that sustains you without effort. When you bring awareness to what already exists, you awaken your inner sense of sufficiency. Gratitude becomes your magic spell, the antidote to scarcity. If you want more wealth, start by seeing how much wealth already surrounds you in invisible form, ideas, relationships, skills, love, time, and opportunities. Every time you say, thank you, you break another thread of the scarcity spell. Letting go of comparison. Scarcity often hides in comparison. When you compare yourself to others, you affirm the belief that life is a competition. But abundance does not compete, it creates. You have your own path, your own timing, and your own rhythm of blessings. The sun and the moon never compete, yet both shine perfectly in their time. When you bless others' success, you align yourself with the energy of success. When you envy others' abundance, you reject your own. So the next time you see someone prosper, whisper softly, "What is possible for them is possible for me too." This simple shift dissolves jealousy and invites expansion. Releasing the scarcity emotion. Scarcity is not only a thought, it's an emotion that lives in your body. It feels like tightness in the chest, anxiety about bills, or a constant tension around survival. To break the spell, you must release that emotion physically. Sit in silence. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, imagine that fear leaving your body, melting into the ground. Say quietly, "I release all fear of not having enough. I trust the divine flow of life. I am safe. I am provided for. I am abundant." Feel the peace that follows. That peace is not emptiness, it is the space where abundance begins to flow. The law of expansion. The universe expands constantly, galaxies stretch outward, plants grow, rivers flow. You, too, are part of that expansion. When you align with growth, you move with the rhythm of creation. Fear of scarcity stops expansion. Faith in abundance opens it. Don't wait for external proof to feel abundant, feel abundant now, and watch how life mirrors it back to you in unexpected ways. This is not magic, it is alignment with the natural law of expansion. Closing reflection. Close your eyes and take a slow breath. Feel your heart beating, that rhythm is proof that life is giving to you, right now. You are already supported. You are already connected. Whisper gently, "I am free from the illusion of scarcity. I am aligned with the infinite abundance of the universe. I live in the flow of giving and receiving. I trust that all my needs are met in perfect timing." As you breathe in, feel yourself receiving. As you breathe out, feel yourself giving. This is the eternal dance of abundance, it has never stopped, and it never will. The scarcity spell is broken not by effort, but by remembrance, remembrance that you are one with the source of all supply. You are not chasing abundance. You are abundance, remembering itself. Chapter 4, The Calm Magnet, Peace as Prosperity. There is a secret vibration that draws all good things toward you, not force, not speed, not struggle. But calm. In a world addicted to hurry, calmness has become a lost art. Yet, calmness is not weakness, it is power under control. It is the magnetic center of every prosperous soul. When your inner world becomes still, the outer world begins to reflect that peace in the form of clarity, opportunities, and abundance. This is why true wealth seekers do not chase, they attract. They move with quiet confidence, trusting that everything they need is already making its way toward them. Their calm energy becomes a magnet for prosperity. The noise of the world. Everywhere you look, the world teaches the opposite. It glorifies busyness, competition, and the endless chase. Work harder, they say. Do more, they repeat. But what happens when you live in constant motion? Your energy becomes scattered. Your mind becomes loud. Your intuition becomes faint. And in that noise, the gentle voice of divine guidance, the one that leads you to true wealth, gets drowned out. Calmness is not the absence of action, it is the presence of clarity. When you are calm, you no longer react, you respond. You no longer chase, you flow. You no longer force, you allow. The energy of stillness. Think of a clear lake at dawn. When its surface is still, you can see your reflection perfectly. But when the water is disturbed, the image disappears. Your mind works the same way. When it's restless and anxious, it cannot reflect divine wisdom. But when it becomes still, it begins to receive ideas, solutions, timing, and inspiration flow naturally. Wealth flows toward the one who is receptive, and receptivity only exists in stillness. You cannot receive when your mind is racing. You cannot listen when your heart is tense. But in calmness, you open yourself to the silent guidance that always leads you toward prosperity. Calmness as a frequency. Calmness is not just an emotion, it is a frequency, a vibration that aligns you with abundance. When you are calm, you send a message to the universe. I trust the process of life. And the universe responds with opportunities that match that faith. Have you ever noticed that things begin to work out when you stop worrying? That solutions appear when you finally let go? This is not coincidence, it is energy aligning itself with peace. Worry creates resistance, calmness creates flow. The more peaceful your inner world, the more smoothly your outer world unfolds. The calm heart is a prosperous heart. True prosperity is not about possessions, it's about peace of mind. You can have millions in the bank and still be poor in spirit if your heart is restless. But when your heart is calm, even a simple life feels rich. Peace is not something you earn after success, it is the state that creates success. When your inner world is quiet, you make wiser decisions, see hidden opportunities, and attract trustworthy people into your life. Calmness clears the fog between you and your purpose. It reminds you that you don't need to chase anything, everything meant for you is already on its way. The art of surrender. Surrender is not giving up, it is giving over. It means releasing the illusion of control and trusting the wisdom of divine timing. The mind says, I must make it happen now. The soul whispers, let it unfold. When you surrender, you no longer fight the current of life, you begin to float with it. And in that surrender, your energy becomes peaceful, magnetic, and open. The universe cannot deliver abundance into clenched fists. It places gifts into open hands, hands that trust, hands that rest. Surrender is not laziness, it is alignment with flow. Silence, the home of power. Silence is not empty, it is full of answers. When you spend time in silence, meditation, nature, prayer, you recharge your inner power. You begin to feel grounded, centered, and connected to the source of abundance. In silence, you remember that prosperity is not outside you, it's within you, waiting to be expressed. Make silence your daily practice. Sit quietly for even 5 minutes each morning. Breathe slowly, and let your thoughts settle like dust in sunlight. As your mind quiets, new ideas, inspirations, and clarity will rise naturally, like pearls from the ocean floor. Letting go of hurry. Hurry is a form of fear, the fear that time will run out, that opportunities will vanish, that you are behind. But divine timing never rushes. Everything that is meant for you is moving toward you, right now, in perfect sequence. When you live in calm trust, you stop competing and start cooperating with life. You understand that there is no race, only rhythm. Whisper this truth often. I am never late. I am exactly where I need to be. What's meant for me is finding me in perfect time. This affirmation alone will dissolve the anxiety that blocks abundance. Calmness in action. Calmness does not mean inaction. It means focused action. When your mind is calm, your actions carry more power, because they come from clarity, not panic. A single step taken in peace is worth more than 100 steps taken in fear. Calmness aligns your energy before you move, ensuring that every effort creates meaningful results. So before every decision, take a breath. Feel your energy. If it's calm, proceed. If it's tense, pause. Act only from peace, never from panic. That is how you turn action into magnetism. Peace as prosperity. Peace is not the result of wealth, it is the foundation of it. When peace becomes your inner state, abundance naturally becomes your outer reality. Money loves calm energy because calmness signals trust. The universe reads your vibration as faith, and faith is the ultimate invitation for prosperity to enter. Every spiritual master, every wise teacher, every successful soul has known this truth. The calmer you are, the closer you are to the source of all creation. And the closer you are to that source, the more effortlessly wealth flows through you. Closing reflection. Take a deep breath. Let your shoulders relax. Let your heart settle. In this moment, you have everything you need. You are safe. You are guided. You are abundant. Whisper softly. I am calm. I am centered. I am magnetic to all good things. I trust the timing of my life. Peace is my power, and prosperity is my reflection. Let these words sink deep into your being. Feel the stillness expand within you, that gentle silence that says, all is well. This is the vibration that draws wealth, health, and harmony toward you. You do not need to chase abundance anymore. You only need to rest in calm alignment. The calm magnet is within you, quiet, powerful, and eternal. Let peace lead, and prosperity will follow. Chapter 5, Gratitude, the Currency of the Universe. There is a secret wealth that flows through every moment of life, invisible, abundant, eternal. This wealth is called gratitude. Gratitude is more than saying, thank you. It is the vibration of alignment, the language of abundance, and the currency of the universe. It turns ordinary moments into miracles and transforms scarcity into sufficiency. When you are truly grateful, you are in direct conversation with the divine. You are saying, I see what you have given me. I honor it. I am ready for more. The universe expands wherever gratitude lives. It closes wherever complaint grows. The spiritual frequency of gratitude. Every emotion you feel emits energy, and gratitude carries one of the highest frequencies of all. It aligns your mind, heart, and spirit with abundance. While fear contracts your energy, gratitude expands it. When you feel grateful, your entire vibration rises. You begin to attract people, opportunities, and experiences that match that high frequency. Gratitude tells the universe that you already live in abundance, and the universe, being obedient to vibration, continues to deliver more reasons to feel abundant. So gratitude is not a moral habit, it is a magnetic force. Why gratitude multiplies wealth? Gratitude and wealth are inseparable. A grateful heart multiplies whatever it touches. When you give thanks for what you already have, you create an energetic echo, a call that says, I am ready for more of this. If you look at your life and focus only on what's missing, you send out a vibration of lack. But when you look at your life and recognize what's already here, the roof above you, the meal before you, the air filling your lungs, you send out a vibration of fullness. And fullness always attracts more. Even money responds to gratitude. When you thank your money as it enters and leaves your hands, you shift its vibration from fear to flow. You stop clinging, and you start circulating, and circulation is the law of prosperity. The gratitude mindset. To live in gratitude is to train your perception. It is not about ignoring pain or pretending everything is perfect. It is about choosing to see the gift within every moment. The grateful person doesn't say, everything is good. They say, even in what's difficult, I trust that something good is unfolding. Gratitude turns every challenge into a teacher. It transforms delays into preparation. It turns endings into beginnings. The wealth mindset doesn't wait for life to be perfect to give thanks, it gives thanks, and life becomes perfect through that vibration. Gratitude and the law of circulation. Money is energy. And energy loves movement. When you give with gratitude, you open the doors of circulation. What you give out with love always returns multiplied. Have you ever noticed that generous people always seem to receive more? It is not coincidence, it is divine mathematics. They live in gratitude and trust, which keeps their energy open. And what is open always receives. When you give grudgingly, you block the flow. When you give joyfully, you amplify it. So whatever you give, your time, your love, your resources, do it with a grateful heart. Whisper silently as you give. I release this with love, knowing it returns multiplied. That simple intention keeps you in alignment with abundance. Gratitude in the present moment. Most people postpone gratitude. They say, I'll be grateful when I have more money, or I'll feel thankful when life improves. But that mindset delays the flow of abundance. Gratitude is not the result of abundance, it is the cause of it. You must feel rich inside before you can be rich outside. Right now, wherever you are, look around. You are surrounded by miracles, breath, light, sound, color, existence itself. Everything you see is proof that life is giving to you constantly. When you wake in the morning, say, thank you. When you eat, bless your food. When you rest, be grateful for your body. Every act of gratitude multiplies unseen blessings in your future. Transforming lack into gratitude. What if, instead of complaining about what's missing, you began to bless it? When you bless what you lack, you shift your vibration from need to trust. Say you have little money, thank it anyway. Say you have few opportunities, bless the ones you have. Say you are waiting for success, give thanks for the lessons preparing you for it. This is not denial, this is spiritual intelligence. Gratitude teaches you to see abundance even in small beginnings, and those small beginnings expand because you honor them. Remember, what you appreciate, appreciates. Gratitude in relationships. Gratitude is not only a financial principle, it's a universal law. When you express gratitude to people, love deepens. When you thank others sincerely, relationships flourish. The same energy that multiplies money also multiplies connection. Because gratitude is the essence of love, the recognition of value. When you live in gratitude, you no longer look for what's missing in people. You see their light, their goodness, their contribution. And what you focus on grows. The wealthy soul always says, thank you, not as a habit, but as a way of seeing. Daily practice of gratitude. To make gratitude your natural state, practice it intentionally. Each morning or evening, take a moment to list 3 things you are grateful for. Not just mentally, feel it in your heart. Say aloud. I am grateful for this moment. I am grateful for the lessons of this day. I am grateful for the abundance that surrounds me. Over time, this simple ritual reprograms your subconscious mind to expect good things, and expectation is the bridge between desire and manifestation. You begin to walk through life with calm assurance, knowing that the universe always provides. The gratitude expansion. When gratitude becomes your natural vibration, abundance becomes your natural environment. You no longer attract wealth out of fear or need, you attract it out of joy. Your energy becomes expansive, radiant, generous. People feel good around you because gratitude is contagious. It inspires others to rise, to give, to grow. Gratitude turns your life into a constant conversation with the divine, a rhythm of giving and receiving, thanking and receiving more. Closing reflection. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Place your hand over your heart. Whisper softly. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this body. Thank you for this moment. I am rich in ways beyond measure. Feel how your energy expands as you say these words. Feel how peace replaces tension, how warmth fills your being. This is the vibration of abundance, calm, full, complete. You are already wealthy, because gratitude itself is the highest form of prosperity. When you walk with a thankful heart, the universe opens its treasures to you. Remember. You don't need more to be grateful. You need gratitude to experience more. Let your life become a prayer of thanks. And watch how the universe multiplies every blessing you notice. Chapter 6, The Wealth Identity, Becoming Who Attracts Abundance. Before money arrives in your hands, it must first exist in your mind. Before abundance fills your world, it must first live in your identity. This is the sacred law of creation: you do not attract what you want, you attract who you are. Every thought, every emotion, every belief you carry becomes a silent signal that tells the universe who you believe yourself to be. If deep inside you see yourself as someone unworthy of wealth, abundance cannot stay with you, even if it momentarily appears. But when you rebuild your identity around wealth, peace, and worthiness, abundance begins to flow to you naturally, as a reflection of your inner state. The mirror of identity. The world is a mirror, it reflects your internal image. If you see yourself as poor, the world will confirm it. If you see yourself as abundant, the world will rearrange itself to match that belief. Identity is more powerful than desire. You can desire wealth, but if your self-image says, "I am not the kind of person who is wealthy," then every effort will unconsciously sabotage itself. Your outer world follows the picture you hold inside. So the journey to financial abundance is not about chasing money, it's about becoming the person who naturally attracts it. Who are you without money? Ask yourself quietly, who am I without money? Do you feel small? Do you feel anxious, incomplete, or less valuable? If so, that's where your healing begins. Because your worth has never been measured by your possessions. Your worth is divine, infinite, unchanging. You were born worthy. Money doesn't create your value, it reflects it. When you begin to anchor your self-worth in your spiritual essence instead of your financial balance, you start radiating a peaceful power that attracts prosperity effortlessly. The wealthy identity is not about ego or status, it's about inner wholeness. Reprogramming the inner self. Your subconscious mind is the builder of your reality. Every belief stored there acts like a command that shapes your experience. So to change your wealth, you must speak to the subconscious in its own language, repetition, emotion, and imagination. Every day, affirm silently. I am worthy of abundance. I am a magnet for opportunities. Wealth flows to me with grace and ease. Feel the emotion behind those words. See yourself already living in abundance. Your subconscious doesn't respond to logic, it responds to feeling. The more you feel wealthy within, the faster your external reality aligns with it. It's not about pretending, it's about remembering who you truly are, a limitless soul connected to an infinite source. The energetic signature of wealth. Each person radiates an energetic signature, a frequency that others can feel even before words are spoken. Some people carry an energy of scarcity, a vibration of fear, doubt, or desperation. Others radiate calm confidence, the energy of sufficiency, trust, and inner security. Money responds to this energy. It flows naturally to those who vibrate at the frequency of abundance. Think of it like tuning a radio. You can't receive the wealth station while broadcasting lack. You must tune yourself to the vibration of peace, gratitude, and certainty. This tuning is not mental, it's emotional. It's the quiet knowing that you are already provided for, that the universe is generous and that you are part of its generosity. From survival to creation. For most of humanity, the mind is trapped in survival, constantly thinking, how do I get more? How do I secure my future? But the wealthy identity operates from creation, not desperation. The one who lives from creation says, I am the source of my wealth. My ideas, my energy, my vibration create abundance. You begin to move from fear to faith. From chasing to allowing. From control to flow. When you step into your creative identity, money becomes a byproduct of your expression, not the purpose of your existence. You stop working for money and start working with money, as a spiritual partner in your divine mission. Becoming a vessel for prosperity. Wealth wants to flow through clear vessels. When your heart is cluttered with fear, resentment, or guilt about money, it blocks the flow. To embody a wealthy identity, you must cleanse your relationship with money. Forgive yourself for past mistakes. Release shame around lack. Bless your financial lessons as teachers of growth. Say quietly, I am open to receive. I am ready to be trusted with abundance. I am a worthy vessel for prosperity. The moment you say this with truth and emotion, you align your energy with divine flow. Money is not attracted to greed, it is attracted to harmony. Embodiment, not effort. There is a great difference between trying to become wealthy and being wealthy within. Trying is effortful, being is natural. You do not need to chase wealth, you need to embody it. When you embody something, it becomes part of your vibration. And once it's part of your vibration, the universe mirrors it automatically. Walk, talk, and think like the person who already lives in abundance. Not out of arrogance, but out of alignment. Feel peace when you think about money. Feel gratitude for every small blessing. These simple emotional states reshape your energetic identity. Soon, your outer world will begin to look like your inner one. Environment and reflection. Your environment also reflects your identity. The spaces you live in, the people you spend time with, and the words you speak, all affirm who you believe yourself to be. If your surroundings constantly echo scarcity, complaints, fear, negativity, your subconscious absorbs that frequency. But when you surround yourself with beauty, order, and optimism, you train your energy toward wealth consciousness. Keep symbols of abundance near you, a journal of gratitude, a meaningful object that represents prosperity, affirmations on your wall. These reminders keep your mind anchored in the vibration of wealth. Your outer world becomes a temple that reflects your inner identity. Living from wholeness. The most magnetic people in the world are those who live from wholeness, those who don't need wealth to feel wealthy. They move with calm confidence, they give freely, and they attract effortlessly. When you stop trying to fill an inner void with external success, you become unstoppable. Because the energy of wholeness is irresistible to the universe. It says, this being already understands abundance, let more flow through them. The wealthy identity does not chase wealth, it channels it. It doesn't hoard, it circulates. It doesn't fear loss, it trusts in divine supply. Closing reflection. Take a slow breath. Close your eyes for a moment. See yourself standing in light, calm, confident, radiant. Whisper within. I am worthy of abundance. I am enough. I am already the person wealth belongs to. Feel this truth settle into your being. You are no longer reaching for wealth, you are becoming wealth itself. Every thought, every breath, every action from this state draws abundance closer. When your identity aligns with prosperity, you don't need to attract wealth. You become its natural home. Chapter 7, Letting Go of the Chase, the Paradox of Wealth. There comes a moment in every seeker's journey when they realize that chasing wealth only pushes it further away. Like a shadow, money moves when you run after it, but follows you when you stand still in calm alignment. This is the great paradox of wealth. The more desperately you chase it, the more it escapes you. The more peacefully you release it, the more it returns. For most of life, we are taught to pursue, to hustle, to grind, to never rest. But true prosperity does not come through exhaustion, it comes through allowance. You do not run toward wealth, you rise to its vibration. The illusion of chasing. When you chase wealth, you send a message to the universe. I don't have it yet. And the universe, which mirrors your vibration, continues to reflect that lack. Every action rooted in desperation multiplies scarcity. Every action rooted in calm confidence multiplies abundance. The chase is born from fear, the fear that time is running out, that you are behind, that you are not enough yet. But abundance exists in timelessness. It cannot be caught through panic, it is received through peace. So the first step to true wealth is surrender, not to give up, but to let go of the need to control the outcome. The energy of allowing. Allowing is not laziness. It is the highest form of faith. When you allow, you declare. I trust the process. I trust my vibration. I trust the divine timing of life. This trust opens energetic doors that fear keeps closed. It creates a state of inner ease where inspiration flows freely, and inspiration always leads to aligned action. Chasing comes from the mind, allowing comes from the soul. The mind says, do more, push harder. The soul whispers, be still, align, and receive. When you allow, you no longer act out of lack. You act from fullness, guided by intuition instead of pressure. The trap of over-hustling. We live in a world that glorifies hustle, the idea that constant motion equals progress. But busyness is not the same as purpose. Many people are moving constantly, yet going nowhere inwardly. The wealthy soul understands the value of silence, stillness, and clarity. Because in that stillness, you hear the whisper of divine guidance, the direction that leads you effortlessly to abundance. When you act from exhaustion, your energy becomes heavy. When you act from peace, your energy becomes magnetic. The difference is vibration, not effort. True wealth is never forced. It is invited. Faith over force. To let go of the chase is to shift from force to faith. Force says, I must make this happen. Faith says, what belongs to me cannot miss me. When you trust that life is not withholding from you, that everything is unfolding in perfect time, you move differently. You stop begging and start believing. You stop grasping and start glowing. Faith is quiet power. It radiates certainty even in uncertainty. It knows that you are always supported by an infinite intelligence that never fails. That faith is wealth in its purest form, because a mind at peace is the richest mind of all. Letting go as a magnetic act. To let go is not to stop caring, it is to release the tension that blocks the flow. Imagine holding a handful of sand too tightly, the more you squeeze, the more it slips away. But when your palm is open, it rests there easily. Wealth behaves the same way. The tighter you cling to it, the faster it escapes. The more you trust and release, the more it stays and multiplies. Letting go is an act of energetic confidence. It says to the universe, I know abundance is my natural state. I don't need to chase what is already mine. And the universe responds to that vibration of ease by delivering more of what you trust. The space between desire and fulfillment. Between wanting and having lies a sacred space, a space most people fill with worry, impatience, and doubt. But that space is where manifestation ripens. It is not a void, it is a womb. When you let go of the chase, you learn to rest peacefully in that in-between. You understand that delay is not denial, it is preparation. Every great manifestation requires gestation. Just as seeds take time to bloom, your desires need silence, faith, and time to grow roots. The more patient your energy, the deeper your roots of abundance. The deeper your roots, the more effortless your harvest. Moving from control to flow. The need to control everything comes from mistrust in life. It's a belief that you are alone in creation, that you must plan, push, and perfect every step. But flow begins when you realize that you are co-creating with the divine. You do your part, align, act, and believe, and then allow the universe to orchestrate the rest. Surrender doesn't mean inactivity, it means inspired activity. It means trusting that your guidance will appear when needed, and that what is meant for you cannot be lost. When you stop trying to control, you free your energy for creation. And creation is the birthplace of miracles. Peace as a prosperity signal. Peace is not passive, it is powerful. It is the signal that tells the universe, I am ready to receive. When your energy is peaceful, your vibration is open. You attract ideas, people, and opportunities that match that stillness. You begin to move through life gracefully, not hurriedly. Abundance loves calmness because calmness communicates trust. And trust is the bridge between your desire and its arrival. So when you feel restless, remind yourself. I do not chase. I attract. What belongs to me flows to me effortlessly. Say it not just with words, but with conviction, feel the truth of it settle into your soul. The joy of non-attachment. The wealthiest souls are those who enjoy everything but depend on nothing. They can hold abundance without fear of loss. They can love deeply without clinging. They can give freely without counting. Non-attachment does not mean indifference, it means inner freedom. You are not bound by what you have or what you don't. You are whole regardless of conditions. And when you live this way, life rewards you with even more, because you are no longer ruled by the need to have. You are guided by the joy of being. That joy itself becomes your magnet for prosperity. Closing reflection. Take a deep breath. Feel your body relax. Let every muscle release its tension. Whisper softly. I release the need to chase. I release the fear of not having enough. I trust the timing of life. I am open, calm, and ready to receive. Let these words wash over you like a gentle wave of peace. Feel how light you become when you stop chasing and start trusting. This is the vibration where miracles occur. Because wealth does not come to the anxious heart. It comes to the heart that knows it is already home. When you let go of the chase, you stop being a seeker of abundance, and become the embodiment of abundance itself. Chapter 8, The Spiritual Law of Circulation, Giving as Receiving. In nature, everything moves in perfect rhythm. The tides flow in and out. The seasons shift and return. The breath enters and leaves. This constant movement is the heartbeat of the universe, a divine rhythm called circulation. Circulation is the law that keeps the universe alive. It governs the flow of energy, love, and wealth. And when you align with it, abundance becomes effortless, because you no longer hold, you flow. Money, like blood, must move to remain alive. When you cling to it, it stagnates. When you release it with faith, it multiplies and returns renewed. This is the spiritual law of circulation. What you give with love always returns to you, often in ways more beautiful than you can imagine. Everything in life moves through flow. If you observe nature, you will see that life never hoards. The tree does not hold its leaves forever, it releases them in faith that new ones will bloom. The ocean does not keep its waves, it lets them rise and fall endlessly. Even your breath teaches the same truth: to live, you must inhale and exhale. Wealth, too, follows this sacred rhythm. You receive, you give, and in that giving, you make space to receive again. Holding on tightly comes from fear, the fear that there won't be enough tomorrow. But the universe has no shortage. Its supply is infinite, and it flows toward those who trust in that infinity. When you give with faith, you participate in the same divine pattern that sustains the stars. The misunderstanding of possession. Most people believe wealth is something you possess, that the more you keep, the richer you become. But spiritual wealth works in reverse: the more you release, the more you expand. Money, love, kindness, opportunity, these are all forms of energy. And energy thrives in motion. When you hoard it, fear blocks the flow. When you give it freely, you tell the universe, I am abundant. I trust there is more. And the universe always confirms your belief. The wealthy soul understands that true ownership is not in possession, it is in participation with the flow of life. Giving with intention. Giving is not about the amount, it's about the energy behind it. If you give with fear, guilt, or expectation, the vibration is low. But if you give with joy, gratitude, and faith, the vibration is magnetic. Every time you give from your heart, you send a powerful signal into the universe. I have more than enough. That signal draws more abundance back to you through unexpected paths, opportunities, ideas, support, peace. So give consciously. Give to uplift, not to impress. Give to circulate, not to control. Because what you send out in energy always circles back multiplied. Receiving as a spiritual practice. Just as giving is sacred, so is receiving. Many people block their abundance because they don't know how to receive openly. They deflect compliments, reject help, or feel guilty when blessings arrive. But receiving is not selfish, it is essential. It completes the circle of circulation. When you receive with gratitude, you allow others to give. The energy of life must move both ways, out and in. To deny one side is to break the flow. So when abundance comes to you, don't shrink or apologize. Smile softly and say, "Thank you." Let that gratitude ripple through your being. It tells the universe, "I am ready for more." The circle of prosperity. Imagine your life as a circle of energy. Each act of giving sends energy outward. Each act of receiving pulls energy inward. When both are balanced, the circle glows with harmony. If you give too much without receiving, you become depleted. If you receive without giving, you become stagnant. But when both flow together, you experience effortless prosperity, a natural, steady rhythm of abundance. That balance is the true essence of wealth. To live as a vessel through which energy flows freely, not as a container that tries to hold everything tightly. Giving beyond money. Giving is not limited to money. You can give your time, your care, your encouragement, your attention, your wisdom. Every generous thought expands your wealth consciousness. Every kind act strengthens your connection to the source. When you bless others, you bless yourself, because in truth, there is no separation. We are all waves of the same ocean. What you give to one wave, the ocean returns to you through another. So give light wherever you go. Speak words that uplift. Share without expectation. And watch how life begins to overflow with unseen blessings. The inner state of generosity. Generosity is not measured by quantity but by spirit. A poor man who gives with joy is wealthier in vibration than a rich man who gives with fear. True generosity comes from a deep knowing that the source never runs dry. When you live from that knowing, giving becomes an expression of faith, a way of saying, "I trust that I am forever supplied." This inner generosity attracts endless opportunities because it mirrors the nature of the divine, always expanding, always giving, always flowing. The moment you align your energy with that pattern, you become unstoppable in the realm of abundance. Circulation in action. You can activate the law of circulation in your daily life through small, intentional acts. Give where you feel inspired. Bless every transaction, no matter how small. When you pay for something, whisper silently, "I release this money with love and joy. May it bless all who touch it, and return to me multiplied." These words shift your energy from loss to circulation. You begin to see money not as something that leaves, but as something that travels. Always moving, always growing, always returning. That mindset turns every act of giving into a spiritual investment. When fear blocks the flow. There will be moments when fear tries to make you hold back, moments when your mind says, "What if I don't have enough?" In those moments, pause and breathe. Remember, fear is a contraction of energy. It narrows the channel through which abundance flows. But faith expands it. Even a small act of generosity during fear breaks that vibration instantly. It tells the universe, "I choose trust over scarcity." And immediately, the energy begins to move again. Life starts circulating around you, through you, and for you. Closing reflection. Sit quietly for a moment. Place your hand over your heart and breathe deeply. Whisper gently, "I am part of the divine circulation of life. I give freely. I receive openly. I trust that all I give returns to me multiplied." Feel a sense of calm flow through you. Imagine your energy glowing in a perfect circle, giving, receiving, receiving. That is the rhythm of prosperity. You are not separate from abundance, you are a conduit for it. When you give with love and receive with gratitude, you align with the heartbeat of the universe itself. Remember always, the flow of life never withholds. It only waits for you to open. To give, to receive, and to let abundance circulate freely through you. Chapter 9, Trusting Divine Timing, patience as a path to prosperity. In a world that moves at the speed of thought, patience has become one of the rarest forms of wisdom. We are trained to rush, to chase, to demand instant results. But the universe does not rush. It unfolds everything in perfect order, with divine precision, in divine time. When you understand and surrender to this law, the law of divine timing, your wealth, peace, and destiny begin to align effortlessly. Because the truth is, nothing that is truly yours can ever miss you. It will arrive exactly when you are ready to receive it, not a moment sooner, not a moment later. The universe is never late. Everything in creation follows an invisible order. A seed takes time to grow into a tree. A child takes time to become an adult. Even the stars in the sky move according to cosmic rhythm. This same intelligence governs your life. Every dream, every desire, every goal has its appointed hour. When you plant the seed of intention, through thought, vision, or prayer, the universe begins its silent work. You may not see progress on the surface, but deep beneath the soil of time, roots are forming, foundations are being built. The impatient mind says, nothing is happening. But the wise soul whispers, everything is unfolding. The universe is never late. It's simply waiting for your vibration to match the frequency of your desire. Why patience is a spiritual power. Patience is not passivity. It is active faith. It's the art of holding your energy steady when the physical world hasn't yet caught up with your inner vision. Every time you practice patience, you are telling the universe, I trust your process more than my timeline. That vibration of trust is magnetic. It opens doors that impatience keeps closed. Because impatience is rooted in fear, the fear that maybe it won't happen, or maybe you're not enough. But patience is born of knowing that what is meant for you is already on its way. When you stop forcing, you start allowing. And allowing is the space where miracles unfold. The waiting season has a purpose. Sometimes the delay is divine protection. Sometimes it's preparation. And sometimes, it's simply alignment. You may not yet have the mindset, the strength, or the wisdom to sustain the wealth you're asking for. So life gives you the gift of waiting, the season where you grow inwardly so you can hold what's coming outwardly. Don't curse the waiting season. Honor it. It is sacred space. The soil must be tilled before the harvest. The diamond must be shaped before it shines. Your waiting is not wasted, it's refinement in disguise. The illusion of delay. In truth, there is no delay, only divine sequencing. What looks like nothing is happening is simply life arranging the perfect conditions for your success. Sometimes, the energy around you must shift. Sometimes, people must leave your life so new ones can enter. Sometimes, your own energy must evolve to meet what you've asked for. It's like preparing an orchestra, each instrument must be tuned before the music begins. When everything aligns in harmony, the melody of your manifestation begins to play. So when your mind says, it's taking too long, your soul must smile and whisper, it's tuning itself for perfection. Trusting the unseen work. Faith means believing in the unseen process. Even when you can't see progress, the universe is working behind the curtain, rearranging circumstances, guiding people, opening doors you didn't know existed. You may not see the threads, but they are being woven into a tapestry far grander than you can imagine. So keep moving, keep believing, keep preparing. Because what's meant for you is already gathering momentum, like a wave forming in the distance, unseen but unstoppable. Your only job is to stay in alignment, to stay open, to stay ready. The energy of not yet. The two most powerful words in spiritual growth are not yet. They are not words of denial, they are words of preparation. When life says not yet, it's not saying no. It's saying, grow a little more. Expand your faith. Refine your energy. Because divine timing is not about the clock, it's about readiness. You don't receive when you want it, you receive when you are it. So instead of asking, when will it happen, ask, What version of me must I become for this to happen? That shift in question changes everything. It moves you from waiting to becoming. And when you become the energy of your desire, the universe delivers effortlessly. Letting go of control. The hardest lesson for the human ego is surrender. We want to control outcomes, predict timelines, and force results. But control is rooted in fear, the fear of uncertainty. The universe asks for trust, not tension. When you release control, you make room for grace to work. Surrender doesn't mean doing nothing, it means doing your part and letting life handle the rest. It's about flowing with divine order instead of fighting it. When you let go, you align with the natural current of abundance, and what once seemed far away begins to drift gently toward you. How to practice trusting divine timing. You can train your energy to trust divine timing through simple spiritual practices. 1. Breathe and affirm. Everything in my life unfolds at the perfect time. Let this mantra become your anchor whenever impatience arises. 2. Journal gratitude for progress unseen. Each day, thank the universe for what's already being prepared for you, even if you can't see it. 3. Observe nature. Watch how the sun never rushes to rise, yet always arrives. Let nature remind you of the beauty of divine rhythm. 4. Release deadlines. Replace "by next month" with "in divine time." Feel the freedom of releasing pressure. 5. Visualize yourself ready. Instead of waiting for the blessing, imagine yourself already living it, calm, grounded, worthy, prepared. These practices rewire your vibration from fear to faith. And faith is the true currency of manifestation. Patience is prosperity. Impatience drains your energy, patience multiplies it. The wealthiest people, spiritually and materially, are those who trust the process. They move with divine rhythm, not human urgency. When you trust timing, your energy becomes peaceful. Peace attracts clarity. Clarity attracts opportunity. Opportunity attracts wealth. So patience isn't just a virtue, it's a wealth frequency. It keeps your vibration open to receive everything that is already making its way toward you. Closing reflection. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Feel the rhythm of your heartbeat, steady, calm, divine. Whisper gently. I trust divine timing. What is mine is already finding me. I am patient, I am prepared, I am at peace. Let this truth settle deep into your spirit. Because wealth is not only about having, it's about trusting. And when you trust the timing of your life, you stop chasing and start aligning. Remember, the flower doesn't bloom by forcing the sun. It simply opens when the time is right. And so will you. And so will your abundance. Chapter 10, Living as Wealth Consciousness. There comes a moment in every seeker's journey when the chase ends. When wealth stops being something to pursue and becomes something you are. This is the state of wealth consciousness. A state where abundance is not measured by possession, but by perception. Where you no longer try to attract wealth, because you live as its very vibration. Wealth consciousness is not about money. It is about mastery, mastery of energy, of thought, and of awareness. When you reach this level of being, you realize that everything external was always a mirror of your internal state. The goal was never to get rich. The goal was to remember that you already are. The shift from having to being. For most of life, people are taught to have in order to be. If I have money, I'll feel secure. If I have success, I'll feel worthy. If I have luxury, I'll feel complete. But this is the illusion of separation. The truth is reversed. When you feel secure, money comes. When you feel worthy, success follows. When you feel complete, life mirrors your wholeness through abundance. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. When you embody wealth in thought, emotion, and energy, the universe simply reflects that vibration back to you. This is the ultimate shift, from doing to attract to being the source itself. The conscious creator within. Everything begins in consciousness. Every business, every fortune, every innovation was first an idea, an invisible spark in someone's mind. That spark is divine energy moving through human awareness. When you awaken to your creative power, you stop seeing yourself as separate from wealth. You recognize that you are the channel through which wealth expresses itself. You are not a beggar at the door of life. You are a creator standing at the center of infinite supply. Every thought you hold, every word you speak, every emotion you sustain. These are seeds planted in the soil of the universe. And the universe, in its perfect fidelity, always returns what you plant. Wealth consciousness means tending that inner garden carefully. Watering it with gratitude, sunlight of faith, and patience of purpose. The mind of abundance. The wealth-conscious mind has a unique way of seeing the world. It does not focus on lack, it focuses on potential. It does not say, I can't afford this. It asks, how can I create this? This shift in language reprograms your vibration. Your words are commands to energy. And energy always obeys. When you think rich thoughts, speak rich words, and feel rich emotions, you harmonize with the frequency of prosperity. Then wealth is not something you chase, it's something that gravitates toward you, naturally, effortlessly. The wealthy mind sees opportunity where others see limitation. It trusts that even in silence, something beautiful is forming. It believes that life is always expanding through it, never against it. The wealth vibration. Wealth consciousness is a vibration, a frequency of ease, gratitude, and confidence. It's not dependent on external circumstances, because it arises from internal alignment. When you live in wealth vibration, you walk slowly, speak calmly, think clearly. You radiate quiet confidence. You don't need to prove your worth, because you feel it in every breath. This energy is magnetic, people feel it around you. It draws respect, trust, and opportunities. You become like the sun, not chasing, but shining. Not begging for warmth, but giving it freely. That is true wealth, to be a source, not a seeker. The energy of gratitude. Gratitude is the gateway to living as wealth consciousness. It transforms everything it touches. When you are deeply grateful, your energy says to the universe, I already have more than enough. That feeling expands your vibration, and expansion attracts more of what matches it. Wake up each morning and whisper, thank you for the abundance already present in my life. Feel that truth until it moves through your whole being. Gratitude doesn't wait for more, it creates more. Because when you love what you already have, you open the channel for infinite blessings to flow. Letting go of comparison. Comparison is the thief of wealth consciousness. It tricks the mind into believing you are behind, or less than, or missing something. But in truth, every soul has a unique timeline, a unique rhythm of expansion. The universe doesn't compare the sun and the moon, both shine in their own time. So must you. When you stop comparing, you begin appreciating. And appreciation is a higher frequency than envy. It brings your energy back to harmony, back to your own flow. Remember, you are not here to compete for abundance. You are here to express it in your own divine way. Money as conscious energy. When you live as wealth consciousness, you no longer see money as paper or number. You see it as energy, a mirror of your own vibration. You don't chase it, you invite it. You don't fear it, you flow with it. You don't cling to it, you circulate it with joy. You use money to express love, creativity, and purpose. And because it's energy, whatever you send out returns multiplied. The more consciously you use wealth, the more consciously wealth uses you. As a vessel for good, for growth, for light. Living in alignment. To live as wealth consciousness is to live in alignment with truth. It means your thoughts, emotions, and actions all flow in the same direction. Toward love, trust, and contribution. You no longer sabotage your blessings through doubt or fear. You no longer beg the universe for what you already embody. You simply become the wealth you seek. Alignment feels peaceful. There is no rush, no grasping, no anxiety. You trust that every breath, every idea, every moment is part of your ever-expanding abundance. The silent presence of wealth. When you reach true wealth consciousness, you feel rich even in stillness. There's no panic, no emptiness, only peace. You realize that wealth is not a destination but a vibration of connection. Connection with Source, with life, with purpose. In this state, giving becomes joy. Receiving becomes gratitude. Living becomes prayer. You exist as an open channel through which abundance flows freely. Without resistance, without fear, without end. This is the state the mystics called heaven on earth. Not a place, a perception. Closing reflection. Close your eyes now. Breathe deeply and slowly. Whisper softly to your inner self. I am not chasing wealth, I am wealth. I am the consciousness through which abundance expresses. Everything I desire already lives within me. Feel that truth expanding in your heart. Let it radiate through your mind, through your energy, through your voice. You are not separate from the source of supply. You are one with it. From this moment forward, you no longer seek abundance. You live as abundance. You speak as abundance. You think as abundance. And everything you touch turns into prosperity. Because wealth consciousness is not about what you own. It's about what you are. You are the light. You are the flow. You are the infinite expression of divine wealth. Closing note, the return to Source. There comes a moment, when you realize the journey was never about becoming rich. It was about remembering how rich you already are. Every lesson, every delay, every silent night was guiding you back. Back to the truth that you are the source. The consciousness through which wealth flows. You were never separate from abundance. You were simply asleep to it. And now, you awaken. You see that the universe was never withholding anything from you. It was waiting for you to become ready to receive. Wealth is not outside of you. It is the rhythm of your own being. It breathes when you breathe. It flows when you trust. It multiplies when you give. So walk gently now. With calm mind and open heart. Let your thoughts be rich in gratitude. Your actions guided by purpose. And your spirit anchored in peace. Know this. You do not need to chase the light. You are the light. You do not need to attract wealth. You are wealth. Living, breathing, eternal consciousness of abundance. Carry this awareness into every choice, every day, every breath. Let your life itself become the evidence of your inner prosperity. And as you walk the path ahead, remember the sacred truth that has echoed through every chapter. The universe does not give you what you want, it reflects what you are. So be abundance. Be peace. Be love. And watch as the whole universe rearranges itself to match the frequency of your becoming.